What do you do when a woman suddenly loses interest in you? You did everything right. You were present. You were consistent. You made her feel like she mattered, because she did. And somewhere between all of that, without warning, without explanation, without even the decency of a conversation, you felt it. The warmth disappeared. The responses got shorter. The effort stopped being mutual. And now you're lying awake at 2 a.m. replaying every interaction, searching for the moment it changed, wondering what you missed, wondering what you did wrong, wondering if there is something fundamentally unlovable about you that keeps showing up and taking things away right when they start to feel real. That feeling, that specific, silent, devastating feeling of watching someone slowly choose to be somewhere else, is one of the loneliest experiences a human being can carry. And if you are carrying it right now, this video is for you. But I need to tell you something before we go any further. Something the Stoics would tell you if they were sitting across from you right now. The pain you are feeling is real. Honor it. But the story you are telling yourself about what that pain means, that you are not enough, that something is wrong with you, that love is something that keeps getting taken away before you can hold it, that story is not real. That story is what pain writes when it has no philosophy to contain it. And today, we are giving you the philosophy. Like and subscribe to Stoic Blessing. Let's get into it. The first thing Stoicism asks you to do when she pulls away is the hardest thing, and it is also the only thing that actually works. Stop. Do not text. Do not call. Do not craft the perfect message that explains how you feel in a way that will make her see what she is losing. Do not perform a version of yourself designed to win back her attention. Stop. Not because playing it cool is a strategy, because the Stoic understood something about the human mind that most men discover only after years of painful trial and error. Pursuit without self-possession does not create attraction. It confirms the doubt that was already there. Every anxious reach communicates the same thing, that her opinion of you matters more than your opinion of yourself. And that communication, however unintentional, is the single most attraction-destroying thing you can do in this moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Her pulling away is an outside event. You do not control it. What you control is what you do next. And what you do next either builds you or breaks you, not in her eyes, but in your own. The Stoic move is not the strategic move, it is the self-respecting move. It is the move that says, I am not going to chase what is walking away from me. I am going to invest that same energy into the only thing I have ever actually owned, myself. That decision, made genuinely and held consistently, does more for your attractiveness, your dignity, and your long-term peace than any perfectly crafted message ever could. Comment below, I invest in myself, if you finally stopped pouring energy into people who are already walking out the door. Now let's talk about what is actually happening when she loses interest, because most men get this completely wrong and it costs them everything. The story most men tell themselves is that she lost interest because of something they did, or something they are. That if they could just identify the mistake and correct it, the interest would return. This story is understandable. It is also, in most cases, a distraction from the harder and more liberating truth. People's feelings change, not always because something went wrong. Sometimes because the alignment was never deep enough to sustain itself. Sometimes because she is in a chapter of her life that has nothing to do with you. Sometimes because what she wanted and what you are genuinely not a match. And that is not a verdict on your worth. That is just the honest reality of two different people navigating their lives. Epictetus taught that we suffer not from what happens to us, but from our judgment about what happens to us. The loss of someone's interest is painful, but the suffering that keeps a man awake at 3 a.m., that makes him replay every conversation, that makes him question his fundamental worth as a human being, that suffering is not caused by her pulling away. It is caused by the meaning he is attaching to her pulling away. The Stoic practice is to separate the event from the interpretation. She became less interested. That is the fact. Everything else, what it means about you, what it says about your future, whether it confirms your deepest fears about yourself, that is not fact. That is story, and you can choose a different story. Comment below, her chapter, not my verdict. If you're done letting someone else's change of heart write the ending of your story. Here is the truth that most men are not ready to hear in this moment, but that every man who has come through this kind of pain will eventually confirm the version of you that chases, that begs, that shrinks, that performs, that sends the late-night message, that monitors her social media for signs of life. That version of you is not who you actually are. That is who fear turns you into. And fear, the Stoics were clear, is always a response to placing your sense of security in something outside your control. You placed your sense of security in her continued interest. She withdrew it. And now the fear is running the show. The Stoic prescription is not to feel nothing. It is to relocate your security back to the only place it was ever safe. Your own character, your own values, your own daily commitment to becoming the man you have decided to be. Seneca wrote that the man who does not know who he is can be destroyed by the loss of almost anything, because he had made that thing the ground he was standing on. But the man who knows himself, truly, deeply, through honest examination and daily practice, cannot be destroyed by any single loss, however painful, because the ground he is standing on is inside him and goes wherever he goes. This is the work this moment is calling you to, not the work of getting her back, the work of getting yourself back, of returning to your own center, of remembering that you were someone before she noticed you, and you will be someone, arguably a stronger and clearer someone, long after this moment has passed. Comment below, I am my own foundation, if you're done building your self-worth on top of someone else's opinion of you. The silence after she pulls away is one of the most psychologically brutal experiences a man can sit in. It is not just the absence of her. It is the presence of every fear, every doubt, every old wound that her attention was quietly keeping at bay. And in that silence, the temptation to reach out, to just say something, to break the unbearable stillness with any kind of contact, is almost overwhelming. The Stoics called this the test of the pause, the space between stimulus and response where your entire character is either revealed or built. Most men fail this test, not because they are weak, but because they have never been taught that the silence is not the enemy. The silence is the curriculum. What you do with the silence, whether you fill it with anxious reaching or with deliberate self-investment, determines everything about who you become on the other side of this. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations not as a philosopher at peace, but as a man under pressure, reminding himself daily of the principles he needed to live by. He understood that clarity does not arrive in comfortable moments. It arrives in the hard ones. The silence she has left you in is one of those moments. It is asking you a question that only you can answer. Who are you when no one is choosing you? When the attention is gone and the validation has stopped and the distraction of pursuit is no longer available, who are you then? The Stoics believed that question, answered honestly and lived through completely, produces a man that is genuinely different from the one who went in, harder where it counts, softer where it should, and free in a way that comfort could never have given him. Comment below, I use the silence to build, if you've decided to let the quiet make you stronger, instead of letting it make you desperate. One of the most important things Stoicism teaches in moments like this is the discipline of redirected energy, the practice of taking everything you were pouring into her and deliberately, systematically rerouting it back into your own life, your work, your body, your friendships, your craft, your mission, not as a distraction from the pain. The Stoics were not fans of distraction, but as a genuine reinvestment in the life that exists independently of whether she is in it. This is not about becoming too busy to care. It is about remembering that your life was already happening before she arrived in it, and it will continue happening with or without her presence. The man who remembers this, who acts on it daily rather than just knowing it intellectually, is almost unrecognizable 3 months from now compared to the man who spent those same 3 months in anxious waiting. Epictetus taught that the Stoic does not divide the world into wins and losses, but into what is within his control and what is not. Her feelings are not within your control. Your daily choices are. The hours you put into becoming better, stronger, clearer, more deeply yourself, those are yours. The discipline of redirected energy is the practical application of this principle in its most direct and immediate form. Every morning you wake up and choose your own growth over the anxiety of wondering what she is thinking. Is a morning you are making a deposit into the only account that has ever truly mattered, the account of who you are becoming. And who you are becoming, if you do this work with genuine commitment, is the kind of man that this kind of loss can no longer break. Comment below, "My energy goes where I grow," if you're done spending your best hours on someone who isn't spending theirs on you. There is a conversation that needs to happen inside you before any conversation happens between you and her. And most men skip it entirely. It is the honest, uncomfortable, stoic conversation about what this situation is actually revealing, not about her, about you. What does the intensity of your reaction to her pulling away tell you about where your sense of worth was living? What does the urge to chase tell you about what you believed you needed from her that you were not providing for yourself? What does the fear of losing her reveal about the work you have not yet done on your own foundation? These questions are not comfortable. They are not designed to be. They are designed to be useful, to point you toward the specific growth that this specific pain is making available to you, if you are willing to look at it honestly rather than spend all your energy on the external situation. The Stoics believed that every difficult circumstance was simultaneously an obstacle and an opportunity, not as a motivational slogan, but as a literal philosophical observation. The obstacle of her pulling away is real. The opportunity it contains is equally real. The chance to finally, honestly examine the places where your self-worth was resting on external validation, and to begin the work of relocating it somewhere permanent. Most men who do this work, who use the pain as a lens rather than a wound, report that they come out the other side not just healed, but genuinely transformed. Not better at getting women back, better at knowing themselves. And the man who knows himself deeply and honestly never needs to chase anyone, because he has become the kind of man that the right people choose to stay for. Comment below, "Pain is my teacher," if you're willing to let this moment teach you something that comfort never could. Let's talk about whether you should reach out at all, because this is the question every man is actually asking underneath everything else in this video. And the Stoic answer is not the strategic answer. It is not about timing or the perfect thing to say, or whether giving her space will make her miss you. The Stoic answer is this: the only reach out worth making is one that comes from a place of genuine self-possession, genuine clarity, and zero attachment to the outcome. Not a reach out designed to get something, a reach out that simply and honestly expresses where you stand, what you value, and what you are available for, and then lets the response, whatever it is, be what it is. That kind of communication is rare. It is also the only kind that has any real chance of creating genuine reconnection, because it is the only kind that comes from a real person, rather than from fear wearing a person's face. If you cannot reach out from that place yet, if the anxiety is still too loud, if the outcome still matters more than your dignity, if you would still say whatever you thought she needed to hear, rather than what is actually true for you, then you are not ready. And not being ready is not a failure. It is information. It is telling you that there is still work to do on your own ground before you bring that ground into contact with hers. The Stoic practice is to do that work first, always. To become so clear and so settled in yourself that your communication, with her, with anyone, is an expression of who you are, rather than a negotiation for what you need. When you reach that place, what you say almost doesn't matter, because the quality of your presence says it all. Comment below, I only speak from strength, if you're done reaching out from a place of fear and calling it honesty. Here is what the Stoics want you to understand about the outcome of all of this, whether she comes back or she does not. And it is perhaps the most important thing in this entire video. The goal was never her. The goal was always you. Not in a selfish or dismissive sense, in the deepest and most serious philosophical sense. The Stoics believed that the only genuinely good thing, the only thing worth organizing your life around, was the excellence of your own character, not the achievement of any specific external outcome, not the securing of any specific person's continued presence, the development of the man you are in the process of becoming. And that development does not stop when a relationship ends. It does not pause while you wait to see if she comes back. It continues, through the pain, through the silence, through the uncertainty, because it belongs entirely to you and cannot be interrupted by anything that happens outside you. Whether she comes back or she doesn't, you are going to be someone on the other side of this. The question is who? The man who spent this period in anxious waiting, in the performance of indifference designed to provoke a response, in the slow erosion of his own dignity through repeated reaching, that man will be someone. And the man who used this period to go deeper into himself, to do the work his foundation needed, to become more honest about what he values and more consistent about living accordingly, that man will be someone too. The Stoics are asking you to choose the second man, not for her, for the life you are building that will continue long after this chapter has closed. Comment below, I am who I'm building. If you've decided that who you become through, this is more important than whether she comes back. If you made it to the end of this video, I want you to know something. The fact that you are here, that you are looking for something deeper than text her this or do that to make her chase you, says something real about who you are. You are not looking for a trick. You are looking for a way through that leaves you with more of yourself, not less. That is the Stoic instinct, and it is the right one. The pain you are in right now is real. It is also not the last word on your story. It is a chapter, a hard one that is asking more of you than you expected. But a chapter. And the man who reads this chapter with honest eyes and does the work it is calling him to do will look back on this moment not with bitterness, but with genuine gratitude for what it built in him. Do the work, go back to your life, invest in yourself with the same intensity you were investing in her, hold your standards, speak from strength, build the inner citadel, let the silence make you instead of break you. And if she comes back, if she sees what you were building and chooses to be part of it, let her in from a place of genuine wholeness, not desperate relief. And if she doesn't, if this was her chapter and not yours to carry further, Then let her go with grace and keep building. Because the right person for the man you are becoming is not the person you are chasing right now. She is the person you will meet when you have finished becoming him. Like and subscribe to Stoic Blessing. We will see you in the next one. Stay grounded, stay whole, stay unbreakable.